Welcome to the G1 Climax Finals review. I actually watched this in most of the entire event. I watched basically from match 4 all the way up to the main event. The main event actually had in the finals with Kobushi versus Hoshio Tanahashi. Hoshio Tanahashi actually has won 2 G1 Climax Finals trophies in his career leading up to this event. Now, I'm not giving away any results here until I get to that match, but boy oh boy, that was a hell of a match. But to start off, the first match that I actually tuned into was Juice Robinson and David Finlay in a tag team match against Cody Rhodes and Hangman Page. This matchup was very good, very entertaining, and Cody Rhodes picked up the victory over Juice Robinson and got the win. With that being the case, he actually issued a challenge to Juice Robinson for the United States Championship for New Japan Wrestling. It probably will be announced in September that match is taking place. When, I don't know. So that's a bit of a mystery. But very good match. Give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Marty Scurll and the Young Bucks defended their new never open 6-man tag team titles, but they weren't supposed to defend them originally. This was issued by Tama Tonga and Tangalua and Bone Soldier, which is Tamahashi, or Tomi Oroshio, who is with Impact Wrestling as well. They issued this challenge to the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks accepted with Marty Scurll, and it was given by the president, the new president, I guess, for the United States portion of the New Japan Wrestling. He approved the title match, and they were given the opportunity. Well, Tanga Tonga and Tanga Lua actually won the Never Open Tag Team titles with Bone Soldier, and now they are the new tag team champions. The in-ring action was very good. Marty Scurll, though, was not much involved in this match, which was kind of weird to me. I guess he maybe sustained some injuries, or maybe he was roughed up from some other event that he was at, and he just needed some time to rest, so they just put him on the side apron for the majority of the matchup. That's the only thing I could come up with. The Young Bucks carried their team most of the time with Nick and Mac Jackson. But at the end of the day, the Bullet Club Guerrillas of Destiny with Bone Soldier actually won the tag team titles. This match I would give a 4 out of 5 stars. Very good match overall. Naito, Evil, Sonata, and Bushi versus Suzuki, Zack Sabre, El Desperado, and Kane Maru, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. This match, it was solid, nothing major. It mostly was surrounded by Naito and Suzuki, who are, by the way, having a one-on-one matchup in September during the Destruction Tour. So I don't remember which event that was scheduled for, but that is happening, I think, the first week of September when this happens. I think it's either this... probably either the 8th or possibly the 15th is when it's happening. I'm not sure. But that should be a good match. Most of this match was centered around them. They were taking chairs, trying to beat the hell out of each other with it. And on top of other things, they were just all over the place during this event. But yeah, Sonata picked up the victory for his team, putting his opponent in a dragon sleeper type hold. that The Undertaker used to use back in 2001 and 2002. And that's pretty much what he did to Kane Morrow. And he got the victory for a submission hold. So good match overall, 3 out of 5 stars. Nothing to cry home about, but I mean, it was a decent match overall. Most of these were tag team matches, by the way. Chase Owens, Kenny Omega, and Takahashi versus the Tomohiro Hashi and Yano and Jay White. This match wasn't that good, and they had some good competitors in this matchup. I was not impressed whatsoever. Very, very bad match. I mean, it was not as good as I thought it would be. I mean, with Kenny Omega, Jay White being in the match, you had also some other big names involved in this. If you're a follower of New Japan Wrestling, these guys have performed on a much higher level, and this match was kind of one of the bigger disappointments of the entire show, at least from what I watched. I wasn't too satisfied with Kenny Omega. He didn't have too much involvement in this match either. So I wasn't too happy with his performance. So I don't know what's going on there, but I do believe he is dealing with a foot injury. So they've kind of just trying to use him in the meantime, I guess, to help him keep staying as champion, but also not trying to injure him. So if that's the case, I do understand. The rest of the guys that were in this matchup did not do a very good job, did not keep me entertained or intrigued or actually focused on the match. It was very, very hard not to look at other things to watch or look at the time. So I kind of lost interest in this matchup as it went on. Oishi actually did pick up the victory over Chase Owens, which I believe gave Oishi the opportunity now in September during the Destruction Tour. We're going to see Kenny Omega, I believe, on the 15th defend that title against Tomohiro Oishi in a one-on-one matchup. This man actually he's like the Japanese version of Taz. He has won the Never Open Weight Championship before. He has also gone on to have some really big brawls and wars with Suzuki, the man who's having wars now with Naito. So that should be pretty entertaining to see how Nashi does in an IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. Rey Mysterio, the man, the myth, the legend of Mexican Lucha Libre Wrestling. He is the absolute best. I was so impressed with how he performed in this matchup. He was the second thing about this show that was important. He was the co-main event. He was the thing that got your interest. I actually really enjoyed his in-ring work. He is still not lost a touch. This guy, no matter how old he gets, he's still fucking good. How he's still doing what he's doing is beyond me. That's all I know. Kushida was pretty good in this match as well. They had another guy by the name of Sangoku Njpw. Pro wrestler Sangoku. I don't know what the fuck this guy was. He wasn't all that big of a deal. I didn't care. Okada is the opponents that they were facing was Okada and Xiao and Yao. These three competitors from this team facing Rey Mysterio's team. Very decent matchup. Liked how Rey and Okada gelled together despite the height differences. And I gotta say, this was a fucking outstanding matchup. I really kind of wish that Rey Mysterio gotten the victory over over Okada instead of Sho, because Okada Rey getting a victory over Okada would have been a huge loss to Okada, giving them a reason to have these two men go one-on-one against each other instead of having some lame-o one-on-one tag team matchup with Rey Mysterio being involved in. I'd like to see him in a one-on-one matchup at some point. I think that would be pretty damn entertaining for all of us to watch, especially against a guy like Okada. Now, the G1 Climax Finals was the fucking show of the night. Horatio Tanahashi versus Kota Ibushi. These two guys put on a clinic. They slapped boxed each other to death. They hurt each other badly. Tanahashi, how he managed to pull off a victory, who was the finals winner, is beyond me. He got stomped on his gut. His rib cage was stomped on. He was beaten and battered to the max. And yet, through all of that, they still were going to make him win this match. Now, Tanahashi's getting a shot for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship against Kenny Omega in January. At least for now, that's what's going to happen. Tanahashi has won 3 G1 Climax tournaments. He has gone on and won the IWGP Championship at least 5+ times or more than that. I don't know, but he is basically the head honcho of New Japan Wrestling. He is the face of that company. And I gotta say, this is like some kind of burial for Kenny Omega. I hope it's not. The only way I see Kenny Omega losing the title to Tanahashi is if Kenny Omega decides not to re-sign with New Japan Wrestling at the end of this year. Which is being speculated he may not, or he may stay with New Japan Wrestling in January. But there's definitely a lot of concern on me, per se, about this. I want to see Kenny Omega stay a champion for a while. You know, do something of what Okada did, only not as long. I mean, Jesus Christ, Okada was a little overdrawn out, but Okada lasted for 2 fucking years. 2 years. I don't think any champion has done that in professional wrestling in the modern day era of wrestling. So, kudos to him. But still, I mean, that was a long, drawn-out title reign that I thought someone or somebody could have beaten him for it. And yet, finally, somebody did. Kenny Omega, on his 3rd opportunity, he finally beats Okada. So, to see him lose it to Tanahashi, unless he's not signing with the company, I don't want to see Kenny Omega lose the title. That's just my overall opinion. This matchup, though, was a fucking classic. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Very decent match. Very entertaining. Got you up out of your seats. Didn't really know who was going to win. I was figuring Kota Ibushi was going to win. I think that would draw on a better storyline, because that could have led to maybe betrayal between Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega. Maybe make Ibushi a bad guy this time around, because I don't think he's ever played a heel-type role before. So with him playing a heel-type role, I think that would be probably pretty interesting to see. But unfortunately, he didn't win the matchup to go on to this event in the Tokyo Dome for Wrestling Kingdom 13. So unfortunately, we're not going to get to see that kind of match happen. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope I gave you guys some good input on what my opinion and thoughts were on the show. I would definitely recommend checking this event out if you're interested in anything in New Japan Wrestling. So leave your comments and opinions down below. I'll get right back to you on that. Hit the like video, or hit the like button if you like the video. And hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. I'll speak to you guys later. Bye.